And here they come. This team, a team of record breakers already, that's reclaimed a place in the Premier League and still has the championship title in their sights. It's been a quite fantastic season already. Leeds' home form has been outstanding, but there's one more game and one more win required before we head off on the long trip south to Plymouth, and they want to finish with a flourish. You heard that from Joel Piroe in the build-up to the game. These fans deserve that. Remember, nobody in the stadium to celebrate promotion the last time it happened, so everybody is celebrating twice as hard tonight. Just the moments like this, got to sit back and enjoy. You really don't get to experience this very often. Wow. The world watches on, and the world knows only Elland Road can do this.
You're absolutely right, Brent. Just got goosebumpers here, just listening to the support. The scarves are there above their heads and they're belting out our anthem. As a player out in the middle of that sort of noise, you just can't wait to get going. They've made the difference. They've been the 12th men for sure.
Leeds United go into the huddle, and the Leeds United side, well, it's begun to have a familiar look. It's unchanged again. So the side that started against Stoke City in that last crucial match here exactly a week ago is the side that starts this game. No Daniel James, you've seen him in the studio this evening, and Alex Cairns takes his place on the bench. Bristol City have made one change themselves. Earthy comes in and Mehmeti is on the bench. They have plenty to play for. The away side require 3 more points to guarantee their playoff position. There are teams over their shoulder who are hoping to replace them in the top 6. So there's pressure on Bristol City. They do have, of course, one more game to go, a home game as well. So will their approach be to go gung-ho this evening, or will their approach be to make sure that they are very much still in the frame when it comes to that final game? Leeds United break from the huddle, and Carl Darlow goes to take his place in front of the fans away to our left-hand side. It's a beautiful evening here in West Yorkshire. It's been a lovely day as well. It's warm, it very much is shirt sleeve weather, and the vast majority, I would suggest, of people inside the stadium are wearing the yellow smiley kit, and it's made it a quite brilliant sight.
Bryn, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on, but the noise is just incredible. We have kicked off. Let's get this game on its way.
Leeds are going up. Well, that much we now know. And yet there is still a job that these players will, I'm sure, want to do here. They want to make sure that come the end of the evening, they're back on top of the table. Burnley having won so well away at QPR, shackles removed and all that on Saturday. Piroe with a little pass back to Tanaka. Curls his pass out wide to the right side, and Jaden Bogle. And Rodon across the back to Ethan Ampadu. Bogle on the right. Forward it goes to Gnonto, tucked inside to Tanaka. Gnonto sets off, but Tanaka turns back, and he's done really well to turn and play the ball into the path of Aaronson. Aaronson to the right side to Gnonto, moving forward. Just outside the penalty area, tries to play it through 2 defenders who, between them, make the block. And the ball is won back by Tanaka on the edge of the area. Comes down for Mana Solomon. Solomon turns away and then looks towards the box now. Little ball into the path of Aaronson. Aaronson wriggles his way inside the area. It's still bobbling around in there. bodies flying in and trying to get the ball back for Leeds, and Bogle does exactly that. Well, Leeds are displaying a level of intensity in this opening 90 seconds that suggests they are very much still at it.
You're absolutely right, Bryn. It's amazing what champagne does to you. I'm sure that's out their system, but you're right, they really want to win this one, and rightly so. That medal is up for grabs. They've started well.
Junior Firpo, one of those whose future has yet to be decided. So there may be an element with one or two of these players who are wondering whether it's their last appearance at Elland Road. And that's for another time. Tonight, it's all about celebrating, it's also all about winning. Aaronson, in it goes to Piroe, edge of the D. Piroe, lovely ball in, Firpo across the face of goal, and Bogle is a whisker away from turning that one into the back of the net. The two fullbacks combine and almost score the first goal.
I can't believe it hasn't ended up in the back of the net. It's brilliant play. Piroe just bides his time, and when he does get the ball to his feet, look at the run from Firpo. He's timed at perfection. The ball is delicious. Actually, he's offside as well. He is offside. Just needed to hold his run that extra yard, but got in front of the defenders and behind the ball.
Bogle frustrated, but pretty sure the flag would have been raised had he made contact with the ball. He didn't, so it wasn't. And the ball went behind anyway. It's a goal kick that's taken by O'Leary, the Bristol City goalkeeper. Rodon just happy to turn it over his own shoulder. Bounces wide in front of Manor Solomon. Comes off the defender McCrorie. And out for a Leeds United throw-in. Junior Firpo in place to take it. Piroe laid off for Solomon. Good close control from Manor Solomon, who comes back to the halfway line.
Stop it.
Great work. Moved the ball from right foot to left foot. Played the pass. Rodon, well, he's pulled back by Wells, but the referee allows play to continue as Rodon still has it. Now, down the channel, almost from Gruev. Breaks clear for Firpo. Leeds come again down that left-hand side with Solomon. Solomon pushes it back to Gruev. And Gruev to his right to Rodon and Ampadu, and now Solomon. Inside for Firpo, tries to get it back for Solomon. Sliding intervention, keeps the ball away from the Leeds winger, and out it goes for a Leeds United throw. Level with the edge of the penalty area inside the 5th minute here. And Leeds have possession.
I think Rodon, we saw accelerate past the striker, and there's another go. I think he's got better and better at his use with the ball throughout the season. Whether it's just his passing or decisions to go forward, he really has brought that to his game.
Bogle down the right-hand side for Leeds. He's driving forwards. He's still going. Comes back out for Gnonto, just in from the touchline. Gnonto back towards the halfway line, and Rodon further back to Ampadu, and then across to his left to Gruev. And Firpo waits left and then diverts the ball back into his own half. Ampadu goes long over the top, crossfield ball, looking for the run of Bogle. Bogle, he slipped. He managed to head it beyond the defender. And there was real promise there before he fell to the floor. But Leeds end up with a throw-in, midway inside the Bristol City half. Tanaka takes it quickly and back to Rodon. Gruev, back to Tanaka. And Rodon across the back to Ampadu. Rodon, recipient of the pass from Ampadu. On it goes to Gnonto via Tanaka. And then back into Joe Rodon again. Leeds United fans beginning to consider challenges that lie ahead in a new Premier League season. New stadia to visit, and Everton in particular. And that's all for happy future days here. Leeds United 0-0 in the opening stages of this game inside a vibrant Elland Road.
Yes, all that exciting stuff is to come, but it's all about beating this Bristol City side. And they're going to come here to spoil the party, no doubt. They're playing for a huge prize as well.
Only 4 away wins for Bristol City this season, but 10 draws and lots of 1-1s in the midst of all that. One of their home draws, of course, was against Leeds, a 0-0 at Ashton Gate much earlier on in the season.
I'm not sure how we didn't win that one either.
Yeah, Leeds dominated the second half in particular, couldn't find a way through. And their home form is good, and that's got them in these playoff positions and in with a real shout of pushing on for the Premier League themselves, potentially. Under the leadership of Liam Manning, a young coach who's earning himself a good reputation for the work that's been done, particularly here at Bristol City.
Well, he's done extremely well to get them into this point. You look at the players on paper, but he's produced a fine team that is certainly batting above the individuals in the side.
Lovely crossfield ball from Ethan Ampadu to Bogle, one side of the penalty area to the other. Gruev, middle of his own half. On it goes to Bogle ahead of him. Short pass for Gnonto, comes back for Bogle again. Happy just to go further back to Rodon, and then Ampadu delivers it back out to Bogle on this right side, moving Bristol City players to right and left. And Earthy there already beginning to get a little bit frustrated as he was chasing lost causes, pass after pass. Leeds have it over on the left-hand touchline now. Tanaka out wide to Bogle down this right-hand side. Bogle with a step over, moves up to the edge of the area, pushes it into the path of Aaronson. He's blocked out, so he turns away and comes back for Rodon instead. Back to the edge of the centre circle to Ethan Ampadu, and he returns it to his Welsh international teammate through the middle. Gnonto tried to push it into the path of Aaronson unsuccessfully. And Bristol work it out and then work it back to the edge of the area, and then prepare to play away from that position. And on this near side, challenge is a good one from Aaronson, just gets in front of Hayden Roberts, and the ball goes out of play for a Bristol City throw-in.
I think that's another feature of our team that I think is the best in the league, and that's winning the ball back and winning it back early. We really do hunt that ball down.
Aaronson, a little kung fu flick, trying to find that ball into the path of Piroe. Not successful, and it's cleared forwards by O'Leary, the goalkeeper. Firpo wins a good header into the path of Gruev and helped on to Aaronson, who turns and moves forward for Leeds now. Solomon to his left is in the penalty area. Solomon comes inside, curls his shot in, pushed away by O'Leary, just out of the path of the oncoming Gnonto. And another good moment for Leeds there, and great approach play once more.
Excellent play, really pushing Bristol City back, and Gnonto going in for the cross, didn't quite get the rebound. He's already in that position. He just looks to the heavens there, knows that could have been a chance for him.
Rodon to Ampadu. Firpo back to Ampadu once more. Out it comes this right-hand side, and Jayden Bogle. Rodon helps him out. Ampadu provides assistance in turn. And then the two exchange passes once more as Ampadu tries to direct the troops ahead of him. On it goes to Solomon. Just push wide to Firpo into the middle, and it breaks kindly for Gnonto. And now it's Piroe, and Pirou's played it into a gap for Gnonto to get there. He's in the penalty area. Gnonto, oh, he's tried a very extravagant cross, which was probably not what was required in this situation. Would have been spectacular had it come off. It didn't.
What did he see? I'm not sure. Was there a player at the far post? Good attacking here, 5 forward. And this is just unfortunate that Gnonto was in there just at the wrong time. Decent save. Didn't quite get the seconds.
O'Leary clears the ball away. Long into the Leeds half. Rodon up against Wells. Naki Wells, a very familiar figure to Leeds United fans, for better or for worse. As Gruev clear, pushing the back of the Leeds man there, and the referee in orange, James Bell, spots it and gives Leeds a free kick. Rodon to Ampadu, back to the goalkeeper Darlow. Out it comes to Rodon. Forward to Gnonto. Ball into the path of Aaronson is good. Gnonto continues his run. And Gnonto's played in down the right side of the penalty area. Just cuts back now. Aaronson helps out. Aaronson throws it back to Gnonto and returns it to Aaronson once more. Into the path of Bogle, who made a great run off the defender. Couldn't get his cross in, but it still comes for Gnonto. Gnonto still going edge of the area, tries to curl a shot in, and it's too high and it's over the top. Again, good positive attacking play from Leeds.
Certainly is, and Gnonto found the space, didn't he? Just came across. No one got anywhere near him. It opened up nicely. Not a great finish.
So Bristol City have the opportunity with a goal kick. Well, they take it short. O'Leary. Piroe sees the opportunity to go chasing. It's out the penalty area now and cleared up towards the halfway line where Rodon meets it. His ball forward doesn't find a Leeds teammate. Wells with the pass in straight to Tanaka. Chases the ball as it goes towards Darlow. Plays it out to the figure of Firpo on the edge of the area. Ampadu just about manages to push it forward to Solomon. And lovely ball into the path of Gruev over the halfway line, running forward for Leeds United. Picks the ball out to Gnonto just outside the penalty area. Gnonto on his right foot tries the shot, hits the defender on the back. In fact, he hits Piroe on the back and goes behind, and it's a goal kick.
Gnonto, it's a couple of occasions now where he's had some really good positions on the pitch, but just not picking the right option. Excellent from Gruev. It's a good ball, just slightly behind him, but after that, okay, can you go outside, can you inside, can you find the teammate? Well, he can, unfortunately. It's with a shot off his thigh.
Thigh. Backside.
I'm going thigh.
Buttock.
Hamstring. We could be here a while.
Thigh. O'Leary will take the resultant goal kick. Plays it over the halfway line. Over the head of Tanaka again. Another easy spot for the referee. That is actually Wells' third foul already, is it? As he comes back in, trying to win the ball for Bristol City.
He's getting no change, is he, out of Ampadu on Rodon.
He'll exchange passes now. Back again. Forward to Gruev. To his right to Joe Rodon. Turns the ball to Ethan Ampadu. On to Tanaka. Tanaka named in the Championship team of the season. Aaronson bundled over, surely. No, the referee says play on. As Leeds, as a result, lose possession. And O'Leary swipes the ball forward for Bristol City. Rodon heads it back into their half. Tanaka gets a foot in. Piroe will chase. The defender will get there just ahead of him. Just plays it to O'Leary once more for another clearance forward. Ampadu down on the chest into the path of Tanaka. Great work. Now Aaronson laid for Bogle. Fans enjoyed that. Good football. And now Gnonto on this near side. Forced back into his own half to Rodon. Goes across the back to Ampadu. Straight ball for Gruev. Now Solomon. Still going, Mana Solomon. He's allowed to continue his run. Great run off from Gnonto into Piroe, who could be offside if the ball goes in. He is. And now Solomon tucks it away for what the Leeds fans were hoping was going to be the opening goal. The flag is raised for offside.
It's a great move though, isn't it? Excellent play, but Piroe, I think, just peeled off slightly early. But just the one-touch play. Solomon, rather than go back, goes forward. And there you can see Piroe a yard behind his defender. Good ball across, but it won't count.
So Bristol City, as we move past the first 15-minute mark, find themselves still all square here at 0-0. O'Leary slips as he clears the ball forwards. Headed across by Roberts into the congested midfield area. And then Tanaka goes in to win it back and get it to Gnonto. Gnonto breaks kindly for Tanaka. Tanaka's runners to his right and left. Goes through the middle, lays it into the path of Solomon. Solomon, edge of the area onto Firpo. Firpo, good block tackle on Firpo, sends him flying in the area. And Bristol are able to regain possession and get the ball out of the box as a consequence. Move it to this near side with Roberts on the ball, but he has to check back because Bogle's in front of him. Great closing down from the Leeds men there, both Bogle and Gnonto. And Roberts is a little lucky that his side end up with a throw in.
He is, he tried to spin out, but two players were after him. We get back really well. They could have broken Bristol City, but not quick enough.
Ball is swept forward, a long way forward as well, onto the head of Ampadu, who just nods it further back into the hands of Darlow, who rolls it out quickly to Rodon. Now Gruev to Tanaka, short pass, and then a ball back to Rodon. Tanaka is the recipient once more. Gruev goes to his left to Ampadu. And then back to Gruev, on to Piroe, laid off for Tanaka. Poor ball from Tanaka in the centre circle, but he gets another go. And this one's better, because it's into the path of Bogle, down the right side for Leeds. Bogle approaching the edge of the penalty area, plays it into the middle. Oh, couldn't quite thread it through for Gnonto there, and it's cleared away up towards the halfway line. Great interception by Rodon against Wells, leaves his man spinning on the ground as Firpo picks it up and pushes it to Piroe. Now Solomon, who comes back for Gruev, across the middle to Rodon in the Bristol City half. Further ahead of him is Bogle, who has the ball now. Before Bogle comes back to Rodon as the safe option, and Ampadu provides that in the centre circle. Rodon square into Tanaka. Now Gnonto can look forwards here. There's a space in front of him. Short pass to Bogle. Back to Gnonto and back to Rodon. And Gruev. Firpo. Solomon back into Firpo and gets it back again. Gruev has it on the halfway line. To the right to Bogle. Bogle infield. Nice ball to Aaronson. Controls it well. Looks towards the edge of the penalty area. Brendan Aaronson turns away from the penalty area. Somewhat surprisingly. Tanaka drives forward instead and then goes wide to his right to Bogle. Comes back for Aaronson and then Rodon and then Ampadu. And now Solomon on the left, midway inside the Bristol City half, as is Firpo. Gruev just behind him. In turn Ampadu. Tanaka through the middle. Pushed on for Solomon. Comes back for Gruev again. Short ball to Junior Firpo. Ethan Ampadu is in the Bristol City half, as is Joe Rodon, and the two exchange passes in that position now. Ampadu to his left to Gruev. Back into the, almost on the centre spot, Joe Rodon.
Plenty of passing going on. Not really gaining much ground now, but Bristol City are thinking, okay, we're not very good at this pressing stuff because you keep knocking it around us, so we're going to drop deep and try and play in front of us.
Which is exemplified by Wells being back deep in his own half there in front of Jaden Bogle. As Leeds are playing in their half currently, but will try to move it forward now through Bogle, down the right side, just in front of Daniel Farker. A long crossfield ball, great header from Firpo into Mana Solomon. Played into the edge of the area, Piroe. Now Aaronson, it's opened up in front of Aaronson. Good save, the goalkeeper got down and kept it out with his legs there, but more wonderful football from Leeds.
Oh, it certainly was, and actually the ball out to Firpo was not a good one, but he won it brilliantly. And then the ball into Piroe, round the corner, and Aaronson, good couple of touches there to find half a yard. Keeper in the end makes a decent stop.
So Leeds first corner, Mana Solomon will deliver it. Gives his teammates the signal. Comes in low towards the near post, and it was met at the near post by Gruev, and it went bobbling off him and then bobbling off a Bristol City defender behind him and out for another corner.
The referee spotted it. Bristol City players appealed, but they knew it was off them.
So Solomon gets another chance. This one goes in high to the far post. Tanaka across the middle. Rodon's underneath it, and it's scrambled away almost on the goal line. Solomon again for Leeds, just outside the area. Curls it back in. Tanaka's in space! Yes! Tanaka! Perfectly positioned and finishes perfectly as well. And Leeds have the opening goal, and Elland Road has far more reason to celebrate. And the most popular man out there who could have got a goal has got a goal. What a finish. Leeds United 1, Bristol City 0.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, Tanaka, what a hero he's been this season. He really has. Surely one of the best buys ever for Leeds. The amount he cost so little, but what a player. He had a brilliant header here from the corner kick to get it back across, but we just couldn't find it to drop to a Leeds United player, but no one's picking him up again. Really poor from Bristol City, and Tanaka just waited to the ball, come on to his instep and just slotted it home. Max O'Leary, the keeper, there's no defender in front of him. He's had to come out. He makes himself big, but not big enough. It's a great finish.
Super goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the ball from Solomon's fantastic. Absolutely right in the place that how Tanaka would have wanted it. But then he had a bit of work to do, and he did it. He did it in style. Just the start these supporters wanted. So it's scarves above heads. Leeds in front. Fully deserved on what has been a very, very impressive opening 22 minutes rather than this game.
It has. Our tempo's been really good. Knocked it around very quickly. Bristol City just kind of hanging on into their position. No doubt they've done a lot of work defensively. You can see that, but at some point go and engage with the ball. And we've been good enough to knock it around them.
Gruev. That's a lovely ball. Solomon's through into the penalty area. Solomon, oh, the goalkeeper saves it not once but twice. And Solomon's hands go to his head because that could easily have been another goal.
Great play, up, back and through. Third man running, I mean, just superb from Solomon. And when he gets here, could he go round the keeper? He's just trying to slot it, isn't he? Hard and low, in between the keeper's legs, who just puts a knee across in time. So unfortunate.
And the noise swirls around inside Elland Road. And the songs cascade down from the seats. Every stand is singing. Champions again, champions again. Well, that's the aim, of course, and we've seen enough in the opening stages of this game to know that's very much what the players are chasing here. Gnonto, there's space down to his right. Bogle has to check back to get the pass. Leeds have it with Tanaka now. Short pass into Firpo. And now Gruev. Tanaka. And Rodon. Tanaka. Rodon to his left to Ampadu. Just for the first time checks back and sees Darlow as a good option. Straight ball from Tanaka to Tanaka from the goalkeeper. Solomon in his own half. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Rides the challenge. Things open up in front of Mana Solomon now. Bogle's racing away down the right and Solomon spots him and picks him out with the pass. Solomon goes on the overlap and Solomon, oh, he just held up. Can he get to the ball before it goes out? Not quite. Just hesitated momentarily there, Solomon. And that was the moment at which Bogle played the pass.
It just cost him that extra half a yard. He would have got on the end of it. But once again, it's great play. And when we do give it to Solomon, just his control, his balance, wriggles away from defenders.
The noise you can hear is because Harry Gray has just come to warm up. Oh my.
Imagine if he scores a goal.
Bogle to Rodon. It's fair to say Harry took a full part in the celebrations. Last Monday, was standing just behind him as he went to greet the fans who'd gathered outside of the East Stand. And as been pointed out, he was wearing his shirt back to front and all the players had signed it. It was a bit like you see when your kids come home on the final day of school when they've all had their shirts signed. Solomon down the left side of the penalty area for Leeds United. Comes inside, plays it into Aaronson, rolls off almost into the path of Piroe, but it's hacked clear as far as Ethan Ampadu. 27th minute, Leeds United 1, Bristol City 0. Rodon and Ampadu. And now Gruev. Ampadu sweeping crossfield ball, perfect for Gnonto, takes it down. In it goes to Piroe, back to Gnonto once more, flicked out wide to Piroe. Piroe level with the edge of the penalty area, goes back to Ampadu. Short ball to Gruev and back to Ampadu again. Bogle made a run but checks back as the ball has come back with Gruev now down the left side for Leeds. Great ball down the channel for Aaronson, onto Solomon in the penalty area, tries to get it across the box. It's cleared behind for a corner.
It's excellent play again. I love the way we're moving it sideways. The next ball is then going forward, finding space, but at the same time you need a player to want to receive it and get into those areas, and they do it ever so well.
Well, Tanaka has come to take up the same position that he took up for the last corners from Mana Solomon. And maybe from Bristol City seems to maybe noticed him yet. We'll see what happens. Solomon has his target, in it comes, and it goes headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box, not very far. Drops on the edge of the area. Gnonto underneath it, trying to work a manoeuvre a position for a shot. Oh, great work from Tanaka. Oh, great work from Tanaka to step in and leave his opponent in a heap on the ground with a strong but fair challenge. And the referee has come in to stop the play, but I don't think it's a head injury, is it?
No. I thought maybe an ankle, but Tanaka, you're right, showed great upper body strength at the same time, getting his leg across.
I tell you what this is.
Player.
We're seeing it straight away now. This is the opportunity for Bristol City to get over to the touchline, and the players have all headed, the outfield players are all headed straight over to the coaching staff to take instruction on here. So the I may be accused of being deeply cynical about this requirement for treatment here, but the appearance, given that the whole team has run over in the time that's been allocated for a discussion with the manager.
It's a great ball, isn't it? Really is. Zach Vyner, the centre half of Bristol City, has just looked up, turned round and said, well, where's my defender? There is no one there. And Tanaka, it's so easy there to thrash at the ball as well. Instead, he just allowed it to come onto his foot and just guided it nicely under the keeper.
Big smiles for the referee. In the meantime, as we await the resumption of activity here, the injured Bristol City player, McGuane, is now fine and ready to continue.
Parag's decided to do away with the scarf.
Yes, he's in fact the only man in the stadium who isn't wearing one. The scarves, by the way, were put out on every seat before the arrival of the fans. And I'm pleased to say they were even put out in the media seats, which is quite unusual. So I did avail myself of one as a rather nice souvenir of what has been a rather nice season, with hopefully just a little bit more to offer. Ampadu, I know that's greedy, but still.
Oh, we want a cherry on the icing on the cake, don't we? Why not?
Please. Bogle. Into Gnonto. Back to Bogle. Can he get in past his man? Not quite, but it requires a good challenge from the Bristol City defender, who claims that the final touch was off Bogle, but assistant near side is not in agreement. It's a Leeds corner.
Well, she does get the ball, Earthy, so he's the one that puts it out. He's done a lot of work defensively, going backwards. He wants to try and help his attackers, but he's finding it difficult. Bristol City are to string some passes together in our third.
Earthy was an attacking player, usually required to do a defensive tackle there. Gruev curls across in. O'Leary punches clear. Comes out for Solomon. Solomon drives it back in, and defender got in the way of the shot just to make sure that the goalkeeper wasn't in any trouble. So Rob Dickie got his head to it. Behind it went for another corner.
Excellent touch from Solomon as well. And just, I thought for a moment he was going to try and go the other corner. Instead, he tried to whip it near, but Dickie got in the way.
More subs down below. Bamford's name is cheered by the fans as Leeds take this corner with Solomon. Near post, it's headed away by Wells. As far as Gnonto, who goes all the way back into his own half, which is a different decision than we were perhaps anticipating, given that all his teammates were pretty much ahead of him.
And
in
Bogle
the Bristol
was
City
just
half.
an easy pass, but Maybe he just wants Darlow to feel involved.
Well, Leeds do still have possession, albeit considerably deeper than they were previously. Patrick Bamford, he'll sing what he wants, suggests the Leeds United supporters. I think we all know what that's about. Bogle down the right side for Leeds. Can't quite get it into Aaronson, but poor clearance straight to Solomon, into the area, just behind Piroe. And then it's cleared forward to the Earthy for Bristol City, who's the recipient of a couple of hard challenges from Tanaka and Bogle, and goes down and gets a free kick just inside the Bristol City half.
Well, every time he does get the ball, he's not going to have any time or space. He was certainly put to the ground there by one, if not two. Tanaka in the end giving a free kick away.
So Bristol City go back and then go forward. Ball played through the middle. Wells against Rodon. Wells is into the penalty area. Rodon just keeps winning. And Wells eventually it's almost as if he gave up the ghost physically there, as Rodon matched him stride for stride. He bounced off him, and Wells just almost apologetically fell to the floor.
It's brilliant defending, and that's what you need to do when your opponent's just slightly off balance. Just give them a little nudge. This just shows how strong and determined Rodon is.
Solomon moving forward for Leeds United. Laid off for Piroe, comes back for Gruev, and now in the centre circle to Tanaka. Gnonto. Not really the ball Piroe wanted, but Tanaka's coming quickly to win it back for Leeds United again. Now Bogle's got space down the right side, and he's whipped his ball first time into the middle. Not a bad idea. Piroe wasn't quite in the right place at the right time, but still. Gnonto chasing out against Roberts, and he just puts the ball into touch under real pressure from Willie Gnonto. Rodon now for Leeds United. Into the centre circle to Ampadu. Firpo into Piroe. Change feet there, Firpo, and change the angle of the potential pass. Now Rodon. Bogle waits wide, and who gets the ball now? In it goes to Gnonto, forced away from the penalty area. And Bogle forced back to the halfway line. Rodon all the way back to the goalkeeper Darlow, chased by first Earthy and then Bird. And Tanaka out to his right to Bogle. Bristol have thrown a couple of extra men forward. Leeds try to exploit that as they move forward now, before they stop and go across the middle to Gruev. Firpo sets off on a run, but Gruev is not finding him with that pass. And Wells, pretty much midway inside his own half, just plays the ball back into the right back position, and then it's picked up by Knight, the captain. And now Earthy's got a bit of room to run at Leeds from the halfway line. Earthy comes back for Roberts and gets it back off Roberts. He's chased all the way by Bogle and then Gnonto. And it just drops into his own half, and when it goes out, it's a Bristol City throw in. Earthy now to Vyner, and then Vyner back to the edge of his area, and Dickie. And then just played to his right-hand side and out to the far touchline. And Wells on the halfway line. Gives it away to Aaronson. Aaronson moving forward, gets past one and two challenges, does really well. Still Aaronson into the area. Piroe tries the cool, calm, slotted finish, and he comes off the defender and goes over the crossbar.
Oh, Piroe knew that was a chance as well, but great work from Aaronson. Spinning through one challenge, two challenges. He's the one that wins it in the first place. Had plenty of options, actually 4-on-2 here. And just the ball, I think, was to Gnonto, wasn't it, from Piroe? Not sure if he knew he was there, but if he did hit it across, just had a tap in. Great play from Aaronson.
So Solomon with the corner kick for Leeds. Curled in, nice shape on that, to the far post. And guess who was arriving at the far post? Seen this movie before. It was out. Tanaka this time couldn't get his header on target, hit the side netting.
But the ending changed. I thought it'd end up in the back of the net. Why aren't they picking him up? Gotta say, George Tanner, just shocking, just standing there. Tanaka's attacking the ball. It's another brilliant delivery from Solomon.
Tanaka knows it was a chance.
It was.
Roberts for Bristol City. Tanaka's back in his own half now, heading the ball. Bogle has also done the same. Vyner into the centre circle. It comes back off Bird. And further back then for Dickie. Across the penalty area. And then out wide, right side. Ball played into Wells, chests it off. And picked up in the midfield. And played wide to Earthy. Roberts is ahead of him. Bogle's come across, but Roberts has got away from him. He's at the byline, he's cut it back into the middle, and Wells picks the ball up. He's come out the penalty area to Earthy. Earthy with a little trick inside Gnonto. Into the penalty area he goes. Back to McGuane, and he will pull the ball to the far post, and Darlow will watch it all the way and let it go behind and out for a goal kick.
Good defending, but good play from Bristol City. Just about the first time they've managed to keep the ball in and around the box. Delivery wasn't good. And Firpo and Darlow had it all under control.
Signs that Bristol City have benefited from that opportunity they took to come and have a chat with the coaching staff and maybe just change things a little, because Leeds completely dominated the opening 25 minutes of this game, and it's been more of a contest in the last 10. Ampadu, on it goes to Gruev, and comes back for Ampadu again. Ampadu walking it and then passing to Tanaka. Back it comes to Rodon. Through the middle, too short for Piroe. Bogle has to get in quick ahead of Earthy. Just carries the ball from the near side across the Leeds half, and it goes out to Firpo. Diligent defensive work from Jaden Bogle. Now Rodon. Bogle is offering himself to his right, comes to his left instead to the captain. Firpo on the halfway line. Into Solomon, laid off for Aaronson, flicked back into the path of Tanaka. Piroe breaks away to the left, but that one's a bit overhit from Tanaka, who's absolutely furious with himself in the centre circle. And makes that quite clear, very animated reaction to putting that one into touch.
It was, because he saw the pass, didn't he? He saw the run. Just the execution wasn't quite there, but up to that point, once again, just excellent play.
Daniel Farke has a touch of the Dorigos about him tonight. He's still buried deep in his anorak, and even Dorigo has opted not to go with the big coat this evening.
Well, not just yet. It's beside me, I have to say, and it might come out later on, but yeah, Daniel's down there. It's been a beautiful day so far, but it does get cool later on in the evening.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, but
yeah,
if it does get cool, then who's going to get the last laugh, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Daniel's got his coat on. It's his lucky coat. Let's hope so.
Aaronson for Leeds, down the inside left channel. Just roll away from Mana Solomon, who stumbled a little as he tried to spin quickly. Goes out for a Bristol City throw in. 40th minute. Leeds have a 1-goal lead here. Could easily have been a couple at least more. Throw in Bristol City. Down the line, Firpo gets to it. Ampadu back into Joe Rodon. Comes back for Ampadu once more. When he looks up, Rodon is offering himself to his right, and Bogle inevitably down the right side for Leeds. Has the ball in the Bristol City half now before it comes back into Leeds territory to Joe Rodon. And now Ethan Ampadu. Back it comes to Rodon again. He can move the ball forward now, Joe Rodon. Curls a pass out to Solomon, who's come back from an offside position. So if Gruev had actually made the movement towards the ball, as I think he was originally intending, and Leeds would have kept possession, they've lost it because Solomon was offside.
I think we've managed to find those gaps, haven't we, in between their lines quite comfortably. And that's passing out from the back on the angle. That one just timed not quite as well as the previous passes.
Bogle beaten in the air by Roberts. Earthy under the challenge of Tanaka, and both stumble to the ground, but Tanaka's applied a little bit of pressure, so Earthy's won Bristol City a free kick. right down below us here, and it's taken quickly. It goes back to Knight, and then Knight into Dickie, who's on the edge of this centre circle, into the path of Bird. Max Bird with the return ball on the halfway line now. It's the centre circle to Knight, and out to Roberts down the left-hand side for Bristol. Comes back and gives it to Knight. Piroe deep in his own half now, trying to win the ball back for Leeds United as Vyner passes it to Knight, who returns it to Vyner. Leeds having to work out of possession here. Given away straight to Gnonto. Is there a chance for a quick counter-attack as they push players up? There possibly was, but it's come back and it's ended up at the feet of Darlow instead. And then out to the penalty area to Rodon. Into the centre circle. Piroe beaten in the air by Dickie. Piroe couldn't quite get off the ground. Dickie over his shoulder. Bristol City with Roberts. Curls the ball into the penalty area. It's a good ball as well. Darlow's come out and it needs a follow-up clearance from Ampadu, and he provides just that. Darlow was stranded momentarily, and then Leeds win it back really well through Aaronson. Now the counter-attack is on as Gnonto moves it forward for Leeds United. Aaronson goes to his right. He's played it into the path of Aaronson on the edge of the penalty area. First time ball in. Piroe tries to turn away from his man, looks towards the referee, asking to see whether he was dragged to the ground. Referee not interested.
Oh, I thought he was. Dickie has got the wrong side of him and just grabs his arm and spins Piroe to the ground.
Leeds with the ball out down the left-hand side with Manor Solomon. Comes inside. And then puts a low ball in for Piroe, and then Firpo tried to make a run towards the ball, but the defender just saw his run, stepped across him, kept him away from the ball, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
And you see the ball come across. Oh, maybe not quite enough in that.
I think you would have been disappointed as a defender if it was given.
And here Darlow, he came out, didn't quite collect it cleanly, but Ampadu reacted superbly well.
So Darlow's first moment of danger there. And Leeds just did enough, Darlow and Ampadu between them, to make sure the goal was protected. Leeds throw in front of the east stand. Ball comes back to Ampadu. Rodon on the edge of the D. Ever present. Ethan Ampadu to Gruev. Back to Rodon once more. Bogle's not getting to that one. And he's just gone a little bit off the pace here in the last 5 minutes or so, as we in the final minute of the first 45. Couple to be added on, no doubt. Vyner with a long crossfield ball. Firpo trying to get to it, doesn't, but it comes back in to Bird, and Bird falls to the floor, and it goes into Tanaka, who plays a first-time long ball forward. Gnonto turns and chases out to the touchline to keep the ball in play, and he does that. And then he plays it into Piroe just outside the box. Steps over the ball, comes into the area, 4 shirts around him. Bogle comes to help him out. Now Tanaka into Bogle in the D, trying to look forwards, trying to stab it forward perhaps into the path of Aaronson. But Bristol City just did enough to get enough bodies around it to make it too difficult, too congested, when we have 2 added minutes to play.
Yeah, it's all very tight, wasn't it, in there? Bogle just continued his run. Almost wriggled and found a way through, but not quite.
So Max O'Leary has the ball in hand, drops it to the floor, and then clears it into the Leeds half. Ampadu with a header. Beyond Aaronson. Dickie back to Ampadu. Caught a little bit in possession. Knight is being forced back by Ampadu. Bundles him to the ground in his haste to try and win the ball. And then quickly turns and sprints back to take up his defensive position as Bristol City have taken the free kick. And it's on this near side with Earthy. And Knight back to Earthy once more. And then back into Vyner. And Vyner across the defensive positions to Dickie. McGuane. Down the right side, Bird. Straight to Firpo. Now, chance to run for Solomon. He'll take the opportunity. Plays it into Piroe. And then space for Piroe. Gnonto just beyond him. He's put too much on it as he kicks it into the path of Gnonto. He does go and win it though by the byline and gets into Tanaka at pace. Tanaka gets the return pass, back heel to Junior Firpo, curls across in. Waiting at the far post was Piroe, who didn't quite reach him, and it's headed behind for a corner.
Lovely play again. Tanner at the back stick just does enough, but wonderful play, and spots the run of Piroe just half a yard under hit, but good vision and almost brilliant execution.
Applauded by the manager. Corner kick Leeds in the final few seconds of this first half. Shape into the middle, comes out for Gnonto. His drive was going goalwards, and I think it hit his teammate again there. And it ends up back in the Leeds half. Powerfully hit half volley from Willie Gnonto. And that's the final action of the first half. Well, just the one goal on the scoreboard, but Leeds have produced some outstanding football in the first 47 minutes of this game. And Bristol City have at times been clinging on basically to the game. But as they head towards the tunnel, they are still in it. Leeds have what they want, a lead. Half-time scoreline, Leeds 1, Bristol City 0.
Yes, and the only thing you would say, you probably should be leading by a few more. It's been a really good display. We come out the traps really quickly, knocking that ball around at pace. And certainly Darlow's had precious little to do. Solomon there just shaking his head, that really should be one or two more up. But Tanaka, it was an excellent goal. We deserved more. We're looking good. Same again, and I think we'll add to our tally.
45 minutes at home to come. Leeds will want to finish their home programme with a real flourish, I'm sure. So we shall see. Half-time scoreline, Leeds United 1, Bristol City 0. The final 45 minutes of what has been a hugely enjoyable season for the Elland Road faithful. Ethan Ampadu with a header forwards. Tanaka goes up beyond Gruev. Bristol City in the Leeds half is given away to Solomon. Solomon, positive as ever, sets the ball forwards into the path of Gnonto. Short pass back to Solomon. Curls it wide to Bogle, just inside the Bristol City half. And then the ball comes back in for Rodon. And then Ethan Ampadu to Gruev. Works the ball back into Ampadu. Rodon to Gruev. And then a little wide to Junior Firpo. Into the middle to Aaronson. Piroe just about pokes the ball into the path of Solomon. Solomon into Aaronson and back to Firpo. Pass the ball. Gnonto! Goalkeeper has made a stunning save. Still Leeds there. Goalkeeper off the post and behind it goes. Hands go to heads. How have Leeds not scored?
It's beautiful football. I've got to say, some of this one-touch play is exceptional. Solomon knows exactly what he's doing, and Aaronson saw Firpo out the corner of his eye, and that save from Max O'Leary, superb a couple of times there, just to deny us. Strong left arm, gets it out of danger, then bouncing away, he still manages to get up off the ground.
Corner crosses, comes into the middle. It's headed clear as far as Gnonto, who's content to go back for Bogle, who will set it out wide, and Tanaka leaves it run for Solomon. Comes back into Tanaka. Into the middle to Joe Rodon. And Gruev. Bogle over on the right. Back in field to Gruev. Centre circle and Rodon to Ampadu. Help wide to Solomon. Keeps it in play. Back into his own half to Ampadu. Goes over the top for the run of Firpo. Nods it back into, almost into the path of Aaronson, but not entirely successful with that. And Bristol City play it back to O'Leary. Just about gets there ahead of Piroe. Ampadu wins a towering header on the halfway line. Now, man in possession is McCrorie. Behind him is Tanner. Tanner goes back to the goalkeeper. He plays the ball out to Vyner. Vyner's pass forward to Earthy. Lets it run to Wells. And then in the centre circle, Solomon goes in to try and win it back for Leeds, but still in possession of Knight. Solomon comes again to try and get it back. Dickie gets it up the line, and Firpo is penalised for his challenge.
Just a push in the back of McCrorie, but Bristol City's 3 at the back, and obviously a 5 at the back, and then trying to find an option forward isn't so easy.
I was going to say one well by Tanaka, and he is punching the ground in frustration.
He's getting yellow card
for being penalised and now yellow carded. He's been yellow carded for the reaction, isn't he? Not for the foul on Wells.
That's right. It is.
Because he clearly felt it wasn't a foul and that he actually got into a position to get Leeds on the front foot. Unfortunately, referee Bell completely disagrees. So, first yellow of the game. Tanaka is the recipient. Bristol City with the ball with Bird. Laid back for Knight. Comes straight for Firpo. Now Solomon just takes it off the toes of Gruev and slips as he plays it back into Darlow. Out the penalty area to Ampadu. Back to the edge of the box and Joe Rodon. And Rodon pushes it out to the right side, and Gnonto moving down just in from the touchline. Plays it into Aaronson in the penalty area. Piroe in the middle, he cut it back, but he couldn't quite get it into the path of the forward, and it's cleared into touch for a Leeds throw in.
Excellent play again. Not sure if Aaronson saw Piroe was there for the ball across the goal rather than cut back.
Firpo to Gruev. Ampadu out to Junior Firpo. And Firpo happy just to keep possession and give it to Ethan Ampadu. Rodon in the middle now. 50th minute. Gruev in possession. Tanaka.
At the moment, this is a 1-0 battering, isn't it? But while it's only 1-0, Bristol City are very much in this game.
Rodon to Ampadu. Rodon through the middle. Piroe does well, keeps the ball, plays it into Solomon. First touch is just a little too heavy from Mana Solomon. Really nice idea from Piroe. Saw the run of Solomon off to his left, couldn't quite play the ball that he wanted perhaps, and it goes off Solomon and behind for a goal kick.
There's great space. You can see the run from Solomon was already going across towards the defender, so Piroe had to kind of jam it into his feet, and he couldn't quite sort them out in time.
Short goal kick taken to O'Leary. He goes much longer. Bogle wins the header. Up in the air. Vyner against Gnonto. Only one winner. Bogle hooks it back towards the halfway line. Aaronson juggling on that far side to try and get past his man. Knight has possession for Bristol City. And now Dickie plays the pass to his left to Roberts on the halfway line. Gruev picks up the loose ball, head of Earthy. Tanaka. And Rodon. Ampadu. Back to Joe Rodon. Pass is cut out before it arrives at the feet of Gnonto. McGuane goes back to Roberts. Aaronson slides into his path and diverts the ball into the path then of Jayden Bogle, but it comes back into the Leeds half. Wells beaten again by Bogle. And now Gruev. Leeds can come out to this near side, but there's a bit more space in front of Junior Firpo. Mana Solomon's ahead of him. Firpo has to stop though, closed down by Bird, who's grappling with Junior Firpo, fairly, suggests the referee as the game goes on. Gruev held up there. Aaronson made a run through the middle, has to come back and wait for another pass instead.
It was a good run as well, wasn't it, off the defender, but pass didn't come.
Gruev again looks forward and then goes square to Ampadu. Firpo, misplaced ball, doesn't find Solomon, cleared up into the Leeds half, and Darlow comes a long way out the penalty area, all alone, to pass the ball into the path of Gruev. Straight ball onto Solomon, laid off in Solomon's path from Aaronson, and he's dragged off the ball.
That'll be a yellow, surely.
And Leeds take a quick free kick. Out it goes to Bogle on the right-hand side. Jayden Bogle comes infield to Aaronson. Back it goes to Rodon. Ampadu. Firpo waits on this side, but Solomon is ahead of him. Now it's with Junior Firpo. Comes back to Manor Solomon. Oh, Aaronson's picked up great spaces in the penalty area. Still going, Aaronson. Cuts it infield and maybe caught in two minds there. Trying to pass it, or was he trying to shoot? Great weaving run into the penalty area. And then good interception by Firpo to ensure that Leeds win it back quickly. Ampadu's pass, though, not what was required. And Bristol City are let off the hook a bit there. And now they try and move forward themselves over the halfway line with Earthy. As Roberts outside, still going. George Earthy gets the pass back on that far side for Bristol. Back it comes to McGuane. Centre circle is with Dickie. And now Knight. Back to this right side. McCrorie. Tanaka. Knight. And McCrorie in a bit of space before Solomon closes the door. Knight has it again. Short pass and receives another one back. Again exchanging passes with Tanner. Knight forced back into his own half. Dickie on the halfway line. Knight has space to his right and he's carrying the ball into the Leeds half now. Long crossfield ball. Bogle will defend it. Heads it forward looking for Gnonto. Nods it into the middle for Tanaka. Lets the ball run across his body to buy himself a bit of time as he's under pressure, and then just pushes it to Firpo. Goes forward to Piroe, who turns quickly. His man falls over and Piroe goes with a brilliant long ball and Gnonto is in! Gnonto is in! Gnonto! Yes! Scores a great goal from an absolutely wonderful pass from Joel Piroe. That was genius! What a ball from Piroe! Terrific finish from Gnonto. Leeds have what Leeds deserve. It's Leeds United 2, Bristol City 0.
And rightly so. Brilliant goal from Gnonto. He had so much time as well. But what about that pass? Piroe, brilliant vision. And we talk about the composure that Piroe's got in front of goal. But he can also play a pass. He can spot it and then execute it. Brilliant out to Gnonto. And I'm delighted for Gnonto as well. Found goals a little bit more hard to come by, but this one was wonderful. It's a great turn, and you saw Gnonto, Bristol City all over the place at the back. He's in acres of space, but still has a bit to do. Keeper waits, stays big, but the little dink over to the far corner of the net is superb from Gnonto.
What a pass. Pass of the season, surely, from Piroe. Precision, absolute perfection. Gnonto, great finish. And now, up the volume goes again. Ball is headed into the Leeds half. The whistle's gone. Bristol have a problem with one of their players, and the referee has stopped play.
When McCrorie and Ampadu wins up for the ball, Bristol City man come off worse.
So tap on the knee, and the game will resume with a uncontested drop. Scarves are up. What a sight.
I'm loving these scarves, by the way. They're brilliant.
What a sight. Leeds come with Gnonto. Bogle races to his right. Bogle plays it into the penalty area, and then the defender, a big roar for a penalty in there, but I think it was just a really well-timed tackle on Bogle, who's only now picking himself back up and getting back onto the pitch. How he made that marauding run and he comes back on and he wins the ball back by popping up where he wasn't supposed to be.
Just great work. Bristol City, we're playing at a pace that's too quick for them, simple as that. We really are winning the ball back in good areas, showing plenty of fight and endeavour.
Changes to be made by Bristol City. Mehmeti is going to come on and Armstrong is going to come on, so two attacking players coming on. Naki Wells is one of those called to the near side touch. His evening is over, as is Max Bird's. So a big striker thrown into the fray in Armstrong, Irish player. And Leeds will get the game going again with that throw-in won by Jaden Bogle. Cheeky bit of work down the Leeds right. I'm laughing because it just looks incredible inside this place at the moment. It just looks brilliant. Ampadu with Gruev. Can you hear me?
No.
Ampadu again.
Probably a good thing.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Rodon out to his right to Jaden Bogle.
Some noise, isn't it? I mean, it's just wonderful.
Now Tanaka. Ball over the top. And Gnonto almost getting in again there. Just bounced a little too far ahead of the little Leeds attacker. And O'Leary had come to the edge of the penalty area to gather the ball. O'Leary walks it up to the edge of the box. And O'Leary plays the ball forward. And it's kept in play, given away to Ampadu. Moves it at some pace forward. Bogle sets off again down the right. Quite where he wanted it, but he's got the pass anyway. Tanaka. Now Rodon. Gruev. Ampadu. West End gives the song, was the chant from the cop. Traditionally the quieter section of the stadium, perhaps the West End, but they reciprocated. There was a song. I said there was a song. Solomon is running at the penalty area. Oh, he's still going. He's going to the byline. Tries to get it back into the middle. And a desperate defensive challenge keeps him away and knocks the ball behind for a corner.
Oh, that's excellent from Solomon. He's got such a short stride, but he's so quick with it, therefore he's really balanced, and when he just sets off quickly at defenders, difficult to defend against.
So Solomon will take the corner for Leeds. Solomon with the right foot, in low, whipped across from the near post. Ampadu arrived to flick it on, but nobody was behind him to turn it in. Bogle in his own half. We should just shut up, really, shouldn't we?
I want to listen to them. It's great.
Bogle out to Gnonto. And back to Bogle again. And now Rodon. Gruev. Rodon. Back to Ampadu. And there's an interesting dynamic there as the cop chanted South Stand gives a song. The South Stand stayed quiet, a moment at least. Ball is back with O'Leary. Goes high and long over the head of Rodon, who just casually brushes his opponent away and lets the ball sail into touch. And then Bogle arrives to take the throw in for Leeds United. 63rd minute, Leeds United 2, Bristol City 0. And it is party time here at Elland Road, if you hadn't already gathered that.
It is, but the players are playing this one very seriously, and I think they've approached it really well. They've been at it right from the first whistle, and 2 up. Probably being a bit generous to Bristol City, could have been another 1 or 2, but we're still keeping the ball well, moving it well, and certainly in control.
Ampadu to Tanaka in the centre circle. Tanaka turns and moves in the different direction. Bogle waits and has the ball now for Leeds, running parallel with the halfway line. Back into his own half to Rodon. Now Solomon, he's keen for more. Set up the first goal. Comes inside the first challenge. Earthy And then it's on to Piroe, and then it's Aaronson, and now it's with Gnonto. First time ball into the middle, and it's stabbed clear before Bogle races in to try and win it back and gets a foot in, and he gets it to Gnonto. Great work again by Jaden Bogle, and then Gnonto does enough to win Leeds United a corner. Tenacious, right at it, and relentless.
It certainly is. Daniel Firpo will be delighted with that description, because that's what he wants his side to be, relentless. I just wonder, Gnonto there, he'd be better off going himself. Couldn't quite pick that final pass out.
Gruev goes to the far side to take this corner for Leeds. Thinks about taking it short, but thinks again. And he spots the ball on the edge of the quadrant, and now will deliver a more conventional corner into the middle. Heads go up! Firpo met it, and Firpo just directed his header past the post.
It's a brilliant delivery. Right along that 6-yard box. Firpo gets away from his man. It's McCrorie. He doesn't know actually where he is. Just can't quite guide it forwards.
Short goal kick across the 6-yard box. O'Leary clears forward. Flicked beyond Firpo. Armstrong battling with Rodon. Comes off Rodon and out for a Bristol City throw-in. Taken quickly into the middle to Knight. Helps it onto McGuane. And then goes out to the left-hand touchline of Roberts. Down the line then. For a run up to the edge of the penalty area. Bogle's blocked one route towards the box off. And then again, great combination play. Has the referee given a free kick rather than a throw-in here? Looks like it could be a Bristol City free kick for a little push.
Yeah, Gnonto in the back.
Fouled by Gnonto. So Leeds do have defending to do, because Bristol City have the chance to curl this one into the Leeds penalty area. A line of players around about the penalty spot. One-man wall just outside the box. The referee walking into the penalty area now. Has a word with a couple of the players in there before he retreats to the edge of the box and gives the signal. Curled in towards the far side, and it's over the head of everybody. And the reaction of the crowd tells you Sales out for a goal kick.
And just like us when we took those corner kicks and free kicks in the first half, it was long round the back, but we had players there. Bogle knew where McCrorie was and just does enough to put him off.
Gruev into the middle to Joe Rodon. Ethan Ampadu to Gruev. Firpo. And now Ampadu to Rodon. Back to Firpo again. Leeds happy at the moment just to maintain the possession, let Bristol City chase. And now Solomon, near side touchline, holds the ball up. Maybe needs help, or maybe doesn't. He's done it a different way. He's come up down the left side of the penalty area. Still going, man of Solomon. Right foot cross. Oh, and Bogle's waiting to the far side, just over Firpo. Oh, and Aaronson coming through, puts the ball over the top.
A push. Surely there's a push in there. And Firpo has gone to the referee, remonstrating and saying, I was pushed. Really was good play. And Solomon down his left-hand side. Does he need help? No, he doesn't. See you later. Come back and let's try again. Brilliant play. And then when it does come in, Bogle heads back, and it's that push there from George Tanner on Firpo. Just going to head it in, and
my word.
There you go.
It's an absolute stone wall.
Absolutely.
in different circumstances. I mean, there were protests. Firpo less than happy, but in other circumstances, that would have been another one for Daniel Farke to be raging about post-match. Ball up in the air. Knight on the halfway line for Bristol City. And then gets it all wrong and plays it straight into touch rather than into the path of a teammate. And Leeds have a throw-in. Gruev. Ethan Ampadu. Junior Firpo. Last quarter of the game. Elland Road is a wonderful sight. Pitch lush and green, and all around kind of like daffodils, yellow. Aaronson. Wide to Bogle. Oh, a lovely ball into the path of Gnonto. In it comes to Piroe. Piroe's on the edge of the box. Comes out to Firpo. Solomon comes off him, but he comes into the middle for Gruev. There's a line of Leeds shirts in the penalty area waiting. Solomon curls it in, puts too much on it, and it goes over the crossbar. And Manor Solomon a little disappointed with his attempt there ultimately.
He will, but it's actually a good run around from Gruev that took the defender away, allowed Solomon to just check back inside on the right. Oh, he's trying to find that top right-hand corner, but not quite.
O'Leary. A few old favourites getting renditions here. Pablo Hernandez currently having his name sung by the Leeds fans, a man who played that huge role in Leeds' last promotion to the Premier League. I'm sure he will be watching on and enjoying this somewhere. Knight gets the ball back, comes back for Dickie. Hoofs it into the path down the right side of the penalty area of the full-back before Firpo steps in quickly to ensure that no danger ensues. Firpo has it back again. Gruev has done really well because he was under pressure there with a pass, and it's a great ball into Solomon, who can have a good run forward for Leeds now. Manor Solomon quickly up to the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area, trying to dance his way through the challenges. He can't quite do that. And then it's brilliantly won back by Bogle as it's cleared out the penalty area. He races in to pick it up for Leeds United and keep the pressure on. Tanaka, urged to shoot. Well, he did. And it went straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Got a bit of grass on the way. But why not? Give it a go. But some really good play out there. And Solomon just trying to dance through one too many.
Ball down the left-hand touchline. Bristol City have found some space down there. The ball is looped into the penalty area. Firpo, though, will easily watch that one bounce once, twice, and then behind for a goal kick. And there'll be further changes to be made by Bristol City here. And I would imagine Leeds are probably thinking about something similar now as we're in the 72nd minute here at Elland Road. Leeds United 2, Bristol City 0. Bell and Twine are coming on for the away team. Not just yet, because the game has restarted. Ampadu into the path of Gruev. Square ball to now Tanaka. Now Jaden Bogle. Joe Rodon. And Ampadu to Gruev. Remind you that Leeds need 5 more goals to beat the record for the most goals ever scored here at Elland Road. So, listen, something to go for. There's 18 minutes left here.
Ooh, full of interesting stats you are, Bryn. I like that one.
It's not one of mine, obviously.
Obviously.
Somebody else has done all the hard work there.
Let's not reinvent the wheel. Actually, one interesting one I was reading as well, that João Piroe is featured in every game. Which, obviously, Mateo Joseph had that spot for a while, but he always came on, and he's delivered with 19 goals. That's an impressive tally so
I know
far.
he's very keen to make it 20, by the way. He told us before the game. Now then, Gnonto, chance to have a real charge forward here. Plenty joining him as well. Firpo's one of them. Brings the ball in field. Bristol City managed to get back behind the ball now, where they were stretched initially. But Bogle can go down the right, and Tanaka plays it to him. Tanaka Short pass back into Rodon. Leeds playing high up in that Bristol City half now.
Well, Bristol City now just packing themselves close and tight and not really want to engage too much at all.
Solomon through the middle, almost found Piroe, but the flag was raised. Piroe had just leaned past the last defender. Changes to be made by the away team now. So Earthy is coming off. And the second change sees McCrorie coming off. And the two coming on, Twine and Bell.
Well, I think McCrorie will be delighted to come off. He's been turned inside out. They've had to unscrew him out the pitch to get him off.
Ball for Leeds to defend on the edge of the penalty area. Rodon gets in with a block, which carries the ball behind. It's a Bristol City corner.
Still got to switch on. We've switched off or asleep.
Taken quickly. Ball curled into the area, and Tanaka was alert to the danger, and he heads the ball out to this near side where it's picked up by Bell, the sub. Up to the edge of the box, turns one way then the other, gets to the byline, gets his ball back into the middle. Heads go up there, and it's dropped for the shot from the far side, and the cushioned volley from 12 yards out goes wide of the post, and Leeds have a man down in the penalty area.
It's Bogle, and I just wonder, he goes up with Dickie. He might have actually headed the defender's back. And as the sub gets the cross in, it's a decent one as well. Yeah, I think he's just collided with Dickie.
He's having the legs stretched out now. Nobody could blame him in this circumstance for having suffered an attacker cramp, because he's done quite a lot of running.
Well, he's been everywhere. He's been everywhere, and I'm trying to work out, is he a winger, is he a right midfielder, or is he a fullback? And then I've worked it out. He's everything. He's all of them. He really has been good. He's got stronger and stronger as the season's progressed. He's scored some important goals. Certainly set up plenty as well.
So the game will now restart with Bogle back on his feet. 15 to go. Ethan Ampadu. Edge of the penalty area now further forward. Pushing the ball in front of him. Then goes square to Rodon. Bogle has it on the touchline. Back into Rodon. Ampadu. Leeds subs appear down below. Ampadu invites Armstrong to charge at him and then just whips the ball away from him at the vital second. Tanaka. Gruev. Firpo. Back to Gruev. Ampadu provides an outlet for the midfielder. Rodon to his right. Back to Ampadu once more. And then into the centre circle where now Tanaka waits. Scorer of the first goal. Goes out to Bogle on the right-hand side for Leeds, pushing forward. Plays a cross in. Aaronson drifted in between defenders, didn't quite arrive in front of him, but Tanaka has it back for the home team. Gnonto and Gruev. And Rodon back to Ampadu and Tanaka. Ilya Gruev, short pass to Tanaka. Brendan Aaronson and Gruev. Looking forwards and then just pushes it back to Ampadu instead. Down the channel for Aaronson, controls and lets it run for Gruev. His pass is too far ahead of Manor Solomon, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Just unfortunately not the ball Solomon required, but at the moment was a little bit too quick, too sharp. Bristol City are just hanging on in there, trying to see this one out.
Two subs coming on for Leeds shortly, Bamford and Ramazani. Twine for Bristol, a space, great interception from Firpo. Need another one from Bogle perhaps here. Instead, it's Ampadu, the other brick in the wall. And that desire and that willingness to put it all on the line.
And it's reading the game. It's reading the game with composure as well, and he just does that ever so well, whether he's in midfield or centre half. Superb.
Leeds getting the Olays. 12 minutes of this Elland Road campaign remaining. Tanaka back to Rodon. It's a campaign unlike any other. And in fact, probably we'll never see its like again, to be honest. Given the number of home victories, the number of home goals, the whole combination of stats that Leeds have come up with this season. One more to aim for as well. One more clean sheet, and I believe that's the record, 25. Ampadu. Gruev. Rodon and Ampadu exchange passes. Home fans suggest that Leeds United are taking the mickey, or words to that effect. Family show. Ampadu. Nice ball. Gnonto lets it run into the path of Piroe. Look at the runners going. Gnonto's one of them. Two in the middle, waiting if he could get it across. Just bobbled away from him, pursued by two Bristol City defenders. Otherwise, that's a poor challenge on Bogle. Flies up and drops at the sky onto the ground. Still down. Referee sees nothing wrong. O'Leary slides out the penalty area. Gruev, great challenge to make sure that the forward ball didn't go forwards, and he just hooked it into touch at full stretch. Changes being made, and Patrick Bamford and Ramazani will come on. Ramazani will replace Willie Gnonto, and Joel Piroe will be replaced by Patrick Bamford. So Piroe has one more game to get his 20th. His pass for that second goal was almost worth a goal on its own.
A thing of beauty, wasn't it? It really was. Laid it on a plate for Gnonto, who gladly did the rest.
I think he's just describing to the manager how he did it now. Gnonto, who provided the finish, which was also a thing of exquisite detail as well. Tanner with the throw-in for Bristol City. We're inside the final 10 minutes here at Elland Road. Patrick Bamford up top for Leeds now. And he's chasing the ball as it goes back to O'Leary. The ball bounces over the near side touchline for a Leeds United throw-in. At full time, the players will be brought back onto the pitch one by one, and you can watch all of that on LUTV. We're staying on for all the celebrations here tonight. Solomon. Oh, lovely ball into Firpo's in the penalty area. Firpo across the middle. Yes. Ramazani arrives and pushes the ball into the back of the net. And then there's a wonderful flip somersault celebration to match the celebrations all around Elland Road. It's another outstanding goal from Leeds United. Bristol cut apart. Ramazani straight on and straight amongst the goals. Leeds United, wonderful Leeds United 3, Bristol City 0.
Now the scoreline looks a bit better. Brilliant, brilliant. Ramazani has just come on, and that's the first touch. He's got a few moves, we saw that in the celebrations, and now he can celebrate his goal. But it's brilliant play, and once again just carving Bristol City through. Up and through, Firpo with the run, he's waiting and waiting, he knows Ramazani is getting there at the back stick, and Hayden Roberts can't keep up with the flying sub, who just lets the ball touch his instep and tucks it home.
Ramazani has taken his sunglasses off long enough to find his way to the back post and finish emphatically.
Ever done one of them, Bryn?
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
If I tried to do that,
no, let's leave that.
That would be the end of my ability to walk, probably. Champions again, ole ole, as the song all around Elland Road. Well, not quite, but it's a big step towards. One more game to go. One more win required, you would think. Bogle still chasing, still harrying. Bristol City still under pressure, even at this late stage of the game, right towards the end of the season. Bell up to the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area, but Firpo doing his defensive duty as well there to clear away. Finds Solomon. Solomon's given it away. Knight just outside the penalty area. Great challenge, Tanaka. Bristol City pick up the second ball. McGuane up to this right-hand side where Tanner waits, and now he'll cross the ball for Bristol City. Ampadu with a header comes out as far as McGuane. Turns and looks goalwards. Still a way out. Bristol still in possession down the left-hand side. The ball is whipped into the middle. Good clearance, Rodon. Again, reading of the situation. Got into the right place, saw where the ball was heading, made his intervention. Bristol still in possession in the Leeds half though, with Knight. Back into Tanner. And Bell moving forward. Across the edge of the penalty area. To the left-hand side of the box to Roberts. Comes back out. Movement just outside the area. Knight flicks it wide to his right. And then the shot will come in. And after all that patient touch play, a poor shot from the edge of the penalty area. And the ball sails over the top, and Scott Twine has not endeared himself to his teammates there.
No, he hasn't. He actually kicked the ball rather well, but why not at least have a shot? Darlow's had nothing to do in the second half.
Change to be made by Leeds United. So Matteo Joseph will join the game, and Guilavogui will come on as well. And Aaronson and Tanaka will be the two players who are replaced. Aaronson once more run himself into the ground in the cause. Now Tanaka had another great night, and he's scored another goal. And listen to that, they love him.
We all love him. He's been superb, he really has.
I said well done to him in the midst of all the celebrations on Monday evening. And those are the only, he kind of nodded and smiled, I don't know. Possibly hadn't got a clue what I was on about, but he'll have got the gist from my general demeanour, hopefully. Well, I think we're just going to hear a full repertoire of songs for the next 7 or 8 minutes, whatever's remaining in this. Bamford appeals for the throw-in and gets it. Junior Firpo to Gruev. And Guilavogui in the middle. Who's an incredible record, Guilavogui. 15 involvements, and Leeds, I think, have won every one of them.
Well, he has come on with 5 minutes to go, and a few of them, let's be honest.
Usually, obviously, when Leeds are winning. Yeah. Oh, hold on a second, I think I've worked it out.
No, but I think his influence certainly in the dressing room and the training ground has been another important component of what has been a wonderful season.
Because it's a relatively young side still, and when your veterans are kind of Joe Rodon and Ethan Ampadu, you know, they're still not quite at the learning stage, but still relatively early on in their career. So somebody like Guilavogui around the place, the international player, brings experience and helps out. Ampadu past Joseph, runs off Bamford to Joseph. Great ball for Ramazani, racing into the penalty area. Is Ramazani still going? Still back into the path of Joseph. Well, actually not quite into the path. He's kept it alive. He's gone to Bogle. Crosses headed clear. Comes out for Guilavogui. Gruev now quickly into the box again for Ramazani. Tries his luck. Not quite enough power in the shot to really trouble O'Leary, who makes the save.
Could so easily be number 4 as well. It's just wonderful play. Joseph through to Ramazani. I thought he might have here certainly gone on his own. pulled it back nicely, couldn't quite keep the ball under control to shoot. And it's just behind Matteo Joseph.
O'Leary takes as long as he possibly can afford to before clearing forward. Bristol City, another side who are going to be leaving Elland Road, desperate to get back on the bus. Byram, Sam Byram will come on. This will be a lovely moment for Sam Byram. He's played his part. Second spell at the club. And Junior Firpo, hands above his head, claps all four sides of the ground, and all four sides of the ground respond. Another player who's had a really, really good season for Leeds. There's a big hug from Daniel Farker. Work to be done. I wonder whether we might see him back again next season.
Certainly plenty of questions to be answered, isn't there, in the off-season, but that's not for now. But this has been really important. Another good win and one more to go to make sure we go up as champions.
Into the centre circle with Ilya Gruev in the final minute of the 90. Another one of those you don't really want it to end.
I'm thinking Bristol City might think differently, to be honest, because they've had a chase thing, haven't they? They really ran, got nowhere, had no real answer to anything that we've done today.
It's all about levels. The Leeds have absolutely proved which level they've been operating at throughout the course of this season. It's been a different level to pretty much every side they've played. And I'll actually say probably Burnley are the one big exception to that. Guilavogui. Now Rodon, Gruev. 4 added minutes, 4 more minutes to enjoy here. Bogle. Oh, sumptuous pass to Ramazani, edge of the area, tries to get his first time ball in. Deflected behind, Leeds have a corner kick. Send Darlow up.
Well, they put Alex Cairns on. Come on, get him up top. They've already made the subs, unfortunately. Ramazani there, just trying to wait for the runs from Bamford in the midfield, but couldn't quite get the ball across to him.
So Gruev gets to walk to the far side and take the applause as he goes to put the ball in position for this corner kick. Nice shape on that, just off the fringe of Patrick Bamford, across the penalty area. It's cleared away. Ampadu involved in a little bit of verbals with Armstrong in the midst of it all there. He's a big guy, Armstrong, but that will not faze Ethan Ampadu. Solomon. Now Joseph goes back to Ampadu. Rodon. Manager's name rings out loud around Elland Road. Ball clipped up to the edge of the penalty area. O'Leary comes to gather it. The manager acknowledges with a hand on a wave. Nice, really nice. Huge applause.
Great to see as well. I realise what an excellent job that he has done this season as well.
Tonight will be his 60th victory as Leeds United manager, achieved in 103 games. Nobody has got anywhere close to matching that record. Roberts, great block by Ramazani to get a cross in front of his man, make sure he couldn't get the cross in. Bristol City only end up with a throw in. And we have a minute and a half left here. And this most incredible of seasons for Leeds. And the home record that is almost perfect. Ball straight into the arms of Carl Darlow as Bristol City, I think, finally come up with a shot on target.
Darlow is playing. There he was. Good save.
The fella in blue just caught that ball. Yeah. It must be him.
But he's had very little to do Everything in front of him has been superb. Well marshalled defensively, midfield dominant, strikers mostly getting the better of their opponents as well. And if all that works, you don't get much to do as a goalkeeper.
The moments to savour, the final moments to savour for Leeds in terms of action in front of the home supporters here. And it's all going to look very different next season, I'm pretty sure. Everyone's kind of ready for that. That's the way it goes, isn't it? The step up is huge. So enjoy these moments, soak it in, and celebrate as Ramazani's made a great run. And he tries a shot, and he produces a goal, a fitting goal, to finish the home programme here at Elland Road. It's a terrific through ball again, and it's a fine, fine finish from Ramazani. And Leeds United are showing right through into the final seconds what a truly class act they are. 4-0, Leeds United in fantastic form once more.
Now that's about right. 4 goals, Ramazani. I want to see that dance again. It's a brilliant touch, wasn't it? Long looping ball over the top by Gruev. He's certainly onside, but he's got to get this touch just right, and he does. And second bounce, he's on it, and in a flash, it flies past Max O'Leary to the keeper's left-hand side, hard and low across the keeper. Textbook stuff. It's a brilliant goal.
Good signs for next season. Ramazani showing what he's all about. And there it is! The full-time whistle goes, and Leeds United's home campaign comes to an end. 18 victories, 4 draws, and just 1 defeat. And 61 goals scored. That is a quite fantastic campaign, and it's helped propel Leeds to promotion to the Premier League. And this has been another outstanding display. Leeds following up 6 against Stoke with 4 against Bristol City, and they've absolutely battered them from start to finish. What a night, what a way to celebrate promotion. And the title is still alive. The title is the next target. Final game next weekend, win it, and Leeds are champions. What a night here at Elland Road. It's finished. Leeds United 4, Bristol City 0.
An utterly dominant performance against a team chasing to get into the playoffs. We absolutely destroyed them. It was only 1-0 at half-time, not quite sure, but we then got our goals in the second half. Eventually, Bristol City just wanted to get off that pitch. We were too good, too fast, and too much appetite, too much desire to go and win the game. And the boys were magnificent. All the boys out there, they are looking happy, and rightly so, so they should be. A wonderful performance, really enjoyable. Season so far, there's 1 more to go, but at home here we have seen some performances, and that one there was right up with them. A delight to commentate on as well. And now I look forward to just watching the fans give their adulation to those boys out there.
We've got a bit more work to do, by the way. We're on down to the pitch now.
Let's go.
To see what's going to happen as the Leeds players celebrate with the supporters. All I can say is that it's been an absolute privilege to be in this place this season, this wonderful ground, to witness some of the football we've seen played, some of the goals we've seen scored. There's 1 more to come, the long trip to Plymouth next weekend. And we look forward to that. And we look forward to hopefully 1 more win and Leeds lifting the cup. But now, time to celebrate here at Elland Road. Leeds United promoted to the Premier League, and they have finished the home programme in some style. It's finished. Leeds United 4, Bristol City 0. And Elland Road truly is the only place for us.